Hello, my old school soul food family. Chef Jeffrey back with another video. Okay, I've been getting requests to do this video for Christmas. Well, a lot of my old school soul food family members, so I decided to do it just for Christmas. Today I'm doing, I wouldn't call it old school prime rib, but I am just for family's sake. Today I'm going to show you the proper way to cook a medium rare prime rib. Now, I know a lot of people don't like their meat medium rare. They like it well done, medium well, but I'm going to show you the proper way to cook a prime rib, medium rare to medium. That's the proper way to eat a prime rib. To me, if you have it any raw, to me it just doesn't taste good. The flavor, the fat, the marbling in the fat hasn't set in at rare. And if you overcook it medium to medium well or well, you just cook all the flavor out of this meat. It's a very expensive piece of meat, and you don't want to cook like they say, the world out of it. So I paid this particular meat here, cost $50. This is USDA prime right here. This is the almost 3.5, almost 4 pound bone in ribeye roast. Call it prime ribeye roast with the bone on it. I got it tied down. The bone is attached for the cooking process. After I cook it, of course, I take the bone off and slice it. But I'm going to show you the proper way to do this. I have been eating prime rib. I didn't grow up eating prime rib. I started eating after I got into the food industry and the restaurant industry. I thought this is the best thing in the world. Like I said, it's a very expensive piece of meat. It's the ribeye part of the meat. To me, it's my favorite steak is ribeye. So I'm going to show you the proper way of doing this and what seasoning I use. I use 3 seasonings in my prime rib. I use kosher salt, a cracked black, a coarse grain black pepper, and lemon pepper. That's the only 3 things I use on my prime rib. Lemon pepper, kosher salt, and a coarse grain, not the fine grain black pepper, but the coarse grain black pepper. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix this up. Mix this up in here. Really good. And we're going to coat this on this prime rib very thickly. And you might think like it's a lot of salt on there, a lot of pepper. It's not. Because all that needs to be soaked into this meat to really flavor. This is a big piece of meat. When you're cooking, you need a lot of flavor on there. So the first thing I'm gonna do, of course we're gonna cook it on a sheet pan with a rack. Place my rib over roast on here, and I'm gonna coat it with a little oil. The only reason I'm coating with oil, so the seasonings can stay on. That's the only reason. I want my pepper and salt and all that to stay on it. So I'm going to coat it with a little oil. That's the trick, y'all, to making the salt and pepper and everything to stay on there. Okay, y'all with me here? This is a very simple recipe, but I want y'all to do it properly, because the worst thing that can happen, y'all, you buy a very expensive piece of meat like this and you ruin it. I don't want you to do that, because I know money's tight and it's Christmas time. You might have worked hard and just have prime rib once a year, and I want it to be a perfect piece of meat. Okay, now, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it over. I like to season from the bottom to the top. That's how much season. You're going to put a lot of salt and pepper on here, and you're going to rub it in there. Make sure it's packed on there really good. Like I say, you might think this is a lot, but it's not really a lot, y'all. It's not really a lot. You might think it is, but you definitely need to soak in there, all this salt. Then on the other side, really get all that salt on there. Now we're going to put it on the top. The top is the last thing we do. Make sure you get it coated really good. Really coat it nicely. And I'm going to use every bit of this seasoning on here, y'all. Every bit of this. See that? Like I said, I bet in my lifetime I've cooked 200 prime ribs at my job growing up, you know. Now, I don't know how many I have carved, Okay, we got that. It look, like I say, it look like a lot of salt, y'all, but it's really not. That's how you do the prime rib seasoning. Now, another thing, let me go back here. Another thing, before I did this, I let my prime rib set out for about an hour to get room temperature. That's another key. You want to take it, you don't want to do this right out of the refrigerator. You want to let it set up, get room temperature and put this on. Now, what I'm going to do also now, I'm finna reverse it. Y'all gonna say, oh, he's crazy. He just let it set temperature and he put the... Now, I'm gonna put this back in the refrigerator for about an hour. I want to let this set up and kind of marry together the flavors. We're gonna let it sit in the refrigerator for about an hour. Best thing to do is, you can do it for like 24 hours, but for time restraints, it will work like this too. So it's really not a big deal if you do it. At least do it an hour. Let it sit up and let them flavors marry together. I'm gonna cover it up, put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. Come back, and we're gonna put it in the oven at 450 to 500. I usually do 450 degrees for 15 minutes. What that's gonna do, that's gonna get a nice sear, nice color and sear on this prime rib to seal in all the juices, so there's no juices coming out of it. That's the key. You must sear it really with really hot heat to get it seared properly. And then after 15 minutes, I'm gonna turn it down to 300 to 350. We're gonna cook it about an hour and a half to 2 hours at 300 to 350 degrees. So we'll be back in about an hour. I'm gonna put it in the oven and we'll go from there. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back now. Okay, now this has been set up for an hour. Now, what I'm gonna do, y'all, I'm gonna put this in the oven at 450 degrees for exactly 15 minutes. Now, this is what I do for this type roast or prime rib or whatever, however you want to call it, because this is about a 3.5 to 4 pound prime rib. Now, if I have bigger ones, or it's in the restaurant industry, we have bigger ones, we might have to sear it a little longer because you got more of a surface to sear. But this one, this type of y'all probably have in your homes, a 3 to 4, and maybe this even work on a 5 pound prime rib. So I'm putting in the oven, 450 degrees for 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, I'm gonna take it out and show y'all how it look. And I'm gonna put it back in the oven at 300 to 350. I'll probably do 325 for about an hour, hour and a half. I'm gonna check it out in an hour and see if it's ready. Usually I can go by touch. I've been doing meat so many years, steaks and stuff, I can go by feel. But if you have to use a thermometer, medium is about 130, no more than 135. Medium rare is about 120 to 130 degrees for the prime rib. That's the only way I eat mine, medium rare to medium. That's it. I'd rather have it medium rare, but I will go as far as medium with it. But no more than that. It's ruined to me. So anyway, we're going to put this in the oven. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. I'm going to show you how it looks. Then we'll cook the rest of it off. We'll be right back. Okay, y'all, we back. Okay, I just took this out the oven. It was in the oven exactly 15 minutes on 450 degrees. See how it looks? Got a little color on it. It's got that crust. This crust is totally sealed on here. That nice salty crust is sealed on here. Now, what I'm going to do now, I turn my oven down. I'm going to leave it open just a little here and let hot air come out, because I definitely don't want it to be hot when I start cooking it out. I'm setting it at 325 degrees. I'm going to check it after an hour, because every piece of meat is different. I definitely don't want to overcook it. And I want to cook it to medium rare to medium. And it usually take an hour. With this, it's going to take, I've had them take up to 2 hours, but this should take about an hour and a half, at least 2 hours at the most. So I'm going to put this in the oven, like I say, check it out for an hour and see how it is. Then I'll check it every 30 minutes from there. So I'll be back here when this thing is completely done, and we're going to slice into this thing. We're going to let it rest. After we take it out, we're going to slice into it. I'm going to make me some horseradish sour cream, which I love, on my prime rib. And we're going to see how it tastes. We'll be right back. Alright, y'all, we are back. I just took this prime rib out the oven. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it rest about about 15-20 minutes. I'm gonna let it rest. And when you let it rest, you let all the juices go back into the prime rib. So when you cut it, the juices don't go everywhere. So I'm gonna let it rest here. It's been in there. I let it cook 1 hour and 45 minutes, this thing. So it didn't take no 2 hours on this thing. So anyway, I let it rest here. And I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna take the string off, I'm gonna remove the bones and put it on the cutting board, and we're gonna cut a slice up. So it's very important, like I say, the next step here is very important for you to let it rest. And then all the juices come back in it, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna slice it up. We'll be right back. Alright, y'all, we are back. I am sorry, I thought I had my camera going, but I did not. Okay, what I did, I already sliced into it here, and it is perfectly medium rare for me. And I'm going to put it on a platter here. I took the bone off. See the bone? That bone is awesome to keep, y'all. Okay, let me move this up out the way. Let me get this pan up out the way here. Put it over here to the side. Got my platter here. Got my horseradish sour cream. And this is what we got here. I'm going to lay that right there. Because I got to do a thumbnail. And this is medium rare. This is how I like mine, y'all. Perfectly medium rare there. Like I said, you can cook yours a little longer if you want to. But that is how I like my prime rib. Just like that. Perfectly medium rare. I could go a little longer, but hey. It's all she wrote right there. So I'm going to take a thumbnail here. I'm going to come back. And I'm going to taste this prime rib up. We'll be right back. Okay, y'all. Like I said, I love prime rib, y'all. When I was in Vegas 3 months ago, this was my awesome meal here. Like I said, y'all, if you like yours medium, cook a little longer, or medium well, ooh. I said horseradish, y'all. Ooh. That'll open up your sinuses. It's so tender, y'all. So tender. Like I said, some people don't like rare meat. But if you're in the food industry, or actually a chef, and you work around meat long enough, you actually try this, it is totally night and day from well done meat and medium rare. The flavor is so awesome. Like I said, this is not old school cooking right here. This is subscribers, old school soul food family members wanted me to show them. I know a lot of people out there is making rib roast, prime rib for Christmas dinner. And I wanted to show you the proper way of cooking a prime rib, because I don't want you to ruin it. Let me get another taste here, and I'm going to go over exactly how I did there. I seared it off. First I seasoned it. Okay? Put my seasoning. Then I let it sit 1 hour. After 1 hour, I put it in the oven for 15 minutes on 450 degrees. After 15 minutes, you turn the oven down to 325. No higher than 350. Let it cook 1 hour. Check it out an hour. It needed 30 more minutes. This took an hour and a half. If you wanted it a little bit more, you can go another 30 minutes. It'll be an even medium. And it come out perfect. You want to do the temperature thing, you want 140 for medium by 130 for medium rare. I think 120 for rare. And that's it. Like I say, this might not be a popular video to most people. So the average of my followers doesn't eat medium rare prime rib. But if you do, let me know. So, I'm going to close this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share. Please comment. Please subscribe. Please follow my other social media accounts. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch TV, Pinterest, and oldschoolsoulfood.com. Until next time, have a blessed Old School Soul Food Day. And have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See y'all next video.